Yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. Off the rip, we got that boy Jim Jones. We've been on his press run. You know, we got project out and everything, and you know, just staying in the algorithm for one reason or another. So y'all know he was going through the whole thing, covered the thing with him and Nas, and you know, comparing himself to Nas and all that, right? So got a new Cam Capone interview. I guess Glad got Boosie. While the dialogue got Gene Deal. And Cam Capone seemed like it's a toss up between Jim Jones and Blue Da Vinci. Uh, I wouldn't put Jim in the same boat as Blue just yet. But speaking of Blue, we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he got something going on or whatever about fans, the Tupac hate or whatever about people in the comments and so on and so forth. I can't really explain it because I haven't watched the video yet. So we're gonna watch it together.
Nah, that's real talk. But I want to ask you about this list going around. Have you seen it? It's the 50 best LA rappers of all time, and they love Tupac off the list.
Well, that's people just hating on them from the West Coast, and I don't believe it's the actual fans from the West Coast. I just be thinking it's like hating ass rappers and industry, because clearly Pac put on for the West Coast more than anybody has probably put on for the West Coast, and left a legacy for the West Coast to follow to this day. And not saying that they don't have no other big rappers. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, that was one of my favorite rappers, but clearly to live and die in LA, Pac went out there and really put on for that town, you heard? And I do believe that was kind of whack of them to not even give him an honorable mention if they feel like he wasn't from LA, so he shouldn't deserve to be on the list, but he put on for LA more than most of the people on that list. He helped shape the music in LA. Not saying that NWA and all these people, yeah, but when it came to the era of the kids like...
Yo, what? He helped shape the town. First of all, nigga, when I think about the people who shaped the sound of LA, I think about Dr. Dre. I think about DJ Quick. You know what I'm saying? Even motherfucking Battle Cat, nigga. Shit, I'll say that I mean Ice-T. And then even that like that, and that's just the LA side. Nigga, fuck it. This nigga Jimmy is crazy. Like, what is in your pre-workout, my boy? That nigga was over there. He was an LA artist or whatever for how long that nigga got that for? 9 months. And tried to gang bang out there, whatever, and got his ass smoked. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Me that was listening to it, we wanted to go to LA because of Pac. You heard? Remember DPG and all that had happened already. Pac came after that. Pac started putting a whole new flavor on this. We wanted to go there. You heard? After we saw Boys in the Hood and all that type of shit, we started getting open off LA, and Pac just started opening it up to a whole nother level of shit. You heard? Like, that's what we know. We know Pac for West Coast. You heard? Built out, went to LA and went crazy. I don't know.
And this is exactly what I mean when I say, like, bro died, but they really just magnified the 20s on 10s and just really oversold it, right? Because if that's your case, then that means that all the shit that he was doing, Bunny got a big apocalypse now, and be against the world and all that or whatever. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Shit don't even add up. Now you sound like you don't know the history. But then Boys in the Hood, nigga, Colored had niggas open off of LA shit. You was a whole blood from New York, my nigga. Like, how you gonna say that Pac or whatever had the whole world turned up or whatever on LA culture? Supposedly you got down or whatever before Tupac was even like banging West Coast like that, and he ain't. The nigga was trying to get back to his East Coast roots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, until nigga packed him up. You know what I mean? Like, he ran to the West Coast. So, niggas crazy how they be trying to spin the narrative on these dudes. This is the shit that be getting me hot. Like, bro has some okay music. I don't even think, like, you know, I think Tupac in the studio is like Shaq at the free throw line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of that shit, like, when it hit. But for the most part, putting up bricks.
From no other place. I know they'd be like, he was from the Bay, he was started in, he was born in New York, and like, you dig, that's cool. But what I know him for, what the majority of people that of my age know him for, is for that West Side, that LA flush. So what number would he be if they could put him on the list is the question.
Me personally, he number one.
All right, so case closed. We ain't gotta talk about it no more.
So for you, you look at him as an LA artist, because you got some people trying to push that, you know, he a Harlem rapper narrative.
I mean, not saying he wasn't from Harlem, but he didn't have no footprint in Harlem. You heard? He didn't have no block in Harlem. It wasn't no hood that we knew Pac to be from. It wasn't like, you heard, he came to Harlem.
Word, and even when he came back to New York, whatever, he was running with Northside Queens niggas. So, yeah.
Got with a couple people from Harlem when he was doing movies like Above the Rim. He was over there by AK houses and all that shit with the homies and shit like that. But he didn't have no footprint in nowhere in New York. He knew people here, but he didn't came up hanging out in New York. So, how could you dig? Like, nobody's ever said, yo, Pac is from New York. Nobody ever claimed him like a New York nigga. The Bay was the first thing we would probably say before anything when we first learned about Pac. He was an artist from the Bay, Digital Underground. You heard? Then he came, started doing the movie.
As a fact, now, listen, the nigga, if he was really just on some authentic, you know what I mean, I'm down shit, the nigga would have just sat here and rapped the Bay, or just rap all of California. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just want some, and then, you know, he did California Love or whatever, and shit, granted. But that nigga tried to bounce around. If he was able to mesh in with this East Coast culture and anything like that or whatever, and, you know, what happened at Quad didn't happen at Quad, if he knew how to talk to people, you know, then, that nigga would have been out here or whatever trying to, you know, wearing Yankee hats and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we can find a picture of Pac with a New York hat on. So he was trying to be from out here until he got packed up. Then he jumped in whatever car would happen. If a nigga, listen, if Jay Prince would have went and got Pac, that nigga would have been banging Houston. Straight up.
Movies, came to New York, got locked up in New York, they built him out, went to LA, started bombing. That's all we knew. We only knew him to be a West Coast nigga. When we started learning his story and then he was putting his in double XL and the vibe and all that is when we started to learn about he born on the East Coast and was living in Baltimore and, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a real Pac fan. I know a lot about him and shit like that, you dig? But what we know him for, it's that LA shit. It's that death row shit. You heard? To live and die in LA, bro.
And you used to see Pac walk around Harlem, right?
No, I saw Pac one time. That was on 125th Street, the same place I saw Big. You heard? It was on 125th Street. I saw Pac hanging out at Burgundy MPV. Word. Never forget it. Because I really f***ed with him, so that really stuck with me to this day. Word. Definitely one of my favorite rappers of all times, 100%. He had a big hold on me. Very influential in my life coming up, being rebellious and banging and shit like that. Pac had the theme music too.
Nigga, he wasn't even a real banger though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the niggas, yo, bro, even the nigga who was frontlining for that whole mob power shit, you know what I mean? From the thing, it's like, that nigga wasn't really with the homies. They don't even claim him like that. You know what I'm saying? So, well, bro, stop it. Now you gonna try to get a nigga credit for being a power.
A lot of things that I was going through.
So, alright. Boy, I tell you, when you die, people got all the nicest things to say about you. You understand? Like I said, Pac definitely got some songs I fuck with. What you call America's Most Wanted, Ballin' off of Thug Life shit, Cradle to the Grave. You know, like, he got some shit. You know what I mean? The Bishop of Nevada. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, like, I get it, but as far as making that nigga like he was like this certified gangster ass nigga, whatever and shit, all the way banged out and shit, like, well, it's really a crash out. You know what I'm saying? And then if he was alive today, and you took all the sentiment out of it, we'd be doxing Pac. You understand what I'm saying? Like on Clubhouse and shit. But